Welcome to your second Bukkit tips and tricks video. This video is going to be on a plugin called Permissions. Permissions is another extremely useful plugin you want to have for your server because you can't have it that you just give who you trust op and the non-people not op. But let's say you want to have a rank system and you want it to go as people play longer, they can get ranks, they can get more permissions, like more things they can do. So Permissions is fantastic. So once you install it, you go to your plugins folder again like before, and then you go here and you'll have these two files, config and permissions. Let's quickly jump into config first. So in config, there's not much at all. All basically it tells you is where the file's located, and then super perms. So it's kind of useless. I wouldn't recommend touching it, because if you don't know what you're doing, just don't touch it. Now let's jump into permissions. Again, this permission file is going to be for Prophecy World, the server that I play on. So you're going to see that there's a lot of stuff in it, and you're thinking right now, this is confusing as shit. Why the hell would I want to do this? By the time we're done this video, you won't think it's confusing anymore, and you will understand it a lot more. Okay, so the download section for permissions is, here's the download link. Just hit download again, hit download until you get it. And this time you won't get a folder, you will actually just get a jar PermissionsEX. I'm not sure if it's PermissionsEX and there'll be like numbers at the end, .ex, .jar, or if it'll just be PermissionsEX, because sometimes it depends on the file. Like if we go down here, it says the file, like the version, and so it might say PermissionsEX version then .jar. If it doesn't, then it doesn't matter. Okay, now here's the wiki, so if you need any help, this is also extremely helpful. All these links will be in the description. And then now this is just essentials permissions that I'm going to be showing you guys how to use and things like that. Okay, so to edit permissions, I wouldn't recommend doing it within the server. I recommend using Notepad++ because it is extremely useful and it helps. So what I did here was I created a quick and easy, this is like the skeleton of permission. This is sort of what it is, and I'm just going to explain it to you, and then we'll go over what it's doing, and then I'll show you guys in game sort of what's being done. Okay, so first off, we have groups. This is going to tell you sort of what ranks you have and what they do, and then users will show you the person's name. So your name, for example, so we'll put my name, group, and we'll say I'm in admins, and then now you can put permissions for them, which will give that person a specific permission, but for our use, we're not going to use that. Okay, so to get started, after member, you're going to have always default. Default is when the person joins the game, what's the first rank they're going to have. So like, let's say you have someone join the game, you can have the rank newbie, and then once, let's say they join your website or something, then you can rank them up to the next level, which will not be when they join. So the default will be member for our purposes, so it will be true. Everything else you have, make sure you either don't have a default, or if you do, because sometimes you will, set it always to false. Okay, next. Then you'll have permissions, or prefix. Okay, actually, no, let's go through admin because it's a little bit better set up. Okay, so after default, you can have prefix and then suffix. So you say prefix, then colon, then you put these things, I forgot what they're called at the moment, and then &0 would be the color, and 4 will also be another color, the name, and then the colors. So in game, I'll show you guys the colors, and then make sure you have a space, because if you don't have a space, then you'll have, like, let's say this, and then all of a sudden it'll be my name. And it's nice to have a space, because then it sort of shows, like, that's that and that's that, so it's not like just one big thing. So don't forget to put the space after prefix. Okay, next is permissions. This we'll get into in a second. Okay, after that we have inheritance. Inheritance is going to be, after inheritance, so let's say this is going to inherit member, and this is going to inherit nothing, which means we actually don't need an inheritance there. Okay. So what this inheritance does is, let's say I have permissions modify world here. What modify world does, it lets players build, so make sure you always put that for default. What it will do is, let's say I modify world and like /TP and then all these permissions, and then for admin I want them to only have maybe 10 new permissions. Instead of copying all those permissions and putting them down here for the admin, you just inherit it. So what inheritance will do is we'll basically take all those permissions, give it to admins, and then also what else you have in permissions also give to them. So it's a very easy way and nice way to arrange what you want to do. Lastly, what you want to do is put options and then rank. What this does, this is something that also can be extremely confusing to people, but what you want to do is put rank So for like the default rank, you want to put it the highest number, and then as you go down the list, let's say admin, you want to set it to the lowest possible number. This what this is going to do is create a ladder. So let's say in game you want to promote someone. What you can do is you can do like /pex promote, and then let's say my name. So Neek. I'll just put Neek. Promote Neek, and then I'll hit enter, and then it will promote me from member to admin. But if I don't have these ranks, and let's say I put 200 here and then 300 here, it won't work. I mean, it will, but it will make it that, let's say, okay, if I have member default, and then I have admin as 1, and then mod is 2, it will go at member, then when I promote someone, we'll put them to admin, which you don't want. You want it to be other way. So you want it to go down the list. So I can do promote, 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 so then I can slowly go down the list and promote people. Or I can do demote, and then it'll demote them back up, which is extremely useful, so I would recommend always having that. Now, one thing you want to make sure you don't screw up in your permissions file, because I created a whole permissions file once and I couldn't figure out why it was working. It was pissing me off so hard. When you do this, whenever you have to make the spaces, because the spacing does matter. Well, it doesn't matter, but for organization I like to do the spaces, but whatever you do, you want to always hit space. Never tab it in, because permissions will not register the tab. It will just say error, and it will just screw you up extremely. So one thing I like to use is the YMLA processor. So once I'm done with permission, I can check it. Let's go here and check it. Now I'm pretty sure I'm going to get some errors with this. So yes. So as you can see here, error. It's telling you column 8.1. So here we go to column 8.1. There is some issue. See, there's a tab problem there, so it registered it. Now if I go here and copy it again. So it's very good for testing before you want to put it into your server instead of breaking things. Again, there's a lot of tab problems. Okay. Yoink. Whoops. My tab. Shit. So yeah, you're going to want to space it all. It can become a little bit of a pain, but as you get used to it, it becomes easier. It really does. Now, finally, as users here also, if you want to give this a certain person a prefix, you can just do /prefix, and then that, and then let's say ant7, and then ant6. Oh no, yeah, I'm not actually, but just because I can. And then I set that to that. There. So now that will give me that, and then also make sure to put space in that. If you don't have these, it won't register it, so be careful. So you can also set prefixes and suffixes that way. Okay. Now that we've done that, what we're going to want to do is permissions. So for permissions, always what you're going to do is make sure you have the dash, and then from here, every mod is going to have separate permissions. This is why I pulled this up. These are the permissions right here. So let's say I want to give regular people God mode because I'm feeling nice. So let's go and put that and just copy it in. Make sure that there's one space. So it will be essentials.god. So now member will have that, and admins will have modify world essentials god, and they will also have permissions star. What this star means, it's actually an asterisk. What the asterisk means is that that rank will get all the permissions. So they will get every single permission out there, including op permissions and everything. So it's extremely useful. Okay, so once you've done this, basically that's all you do. Just set it up like this, and just put in all these permissions the way you want it to be. Okay, now we've done that. Actually, to quickly show you, here, let's go to perms. So here's a perm file. And this is one that I was using for a server beforehand. So it's all set up, so you have C essential spawn, all basic things, and see 1000 rank, and then it goes 900, 800, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and all the way down. Okay, so now that we do that, let's hit no. No. Okay, so now we've done that. All these links will be in the description. Let's see how much time we have on the clock. 9 minutes. Okay, good. We're still good. Okay, so now let's quickly jump in game here. Now the permissions file I just showed you guys doesn't actually, like the one I didn't actually put in the server, but also that permissions file. If you don't remember, you can go to our client, and here's the permissions file for our server. So here we have essential spawn, and as we go up. So at the moment, since I am server dev on the server, basically my permissions file is just asterisk. So you can do it this way, which you can put it in the brackets and that, or you can just do permissions.asterisk. I screwed that up. Okay. Something I failed to point out is if I just do permissions.asterisk, the mod itself is called permissions, so it will give me all the possible commands for that plugin, permissions. But if I set it to that, then I will get all the plugins. So let's say I have essentials and I want one group to have all the essentials plugins, all the essential plugin command, but nothing else. So let's say I want the casuals to have all essential plugins, all the essential plugin commands, but have like loyals only get maybe the world edit permissions. So that's extremely useful. Yeah, okay. So now that we're in game, I'm going to quickly show you guys Pex demote Zamek. Oh shit, okay, now Pex demote Zamek, and it will say he was demoted to that. He was actually a mod, so let me promote him now. So as you can see, the ladder promoted him down, which is very useful. Promote Zamek. Shit. No, fucking. Yeah. Also, you have to do proper spelling, otherwise it will screw it up. Okay, so Zamek to Premia. Shit. Wasn't he? If I'm demoting him, that's why. Whoops. Okay, so he's our mod. So as you can see, I did the ladder there. Now, if I do /help, because I have every single command, it will show me first 37 pages of help. So what you can access is just help 2, help 3, and go through, right? However, if I demote myself, which I'm not going to do because then I can't promote myself back up. Well, I can do it from console, but whatever. I will have, when I do /help, let's say for newbies, they will have, I think, maybe a page and a half. It will show them like they can do /warp spawn, just basic things. So as you go up, your help list will increase, which is extremely useful and extremely nice. Now that last thing I want to tell you is the colors. So let's do K. You can see my name's color and then the purple, orange, purple, and then like that, right? So in game I type purple, right? Now let's say I want to have a different color when I type. I can do and 7 and then say hi. Now I'm typing in gray, but if I type again now, it'll be purple. So you can use that just to say certain sentences. And for all the colors, just for quick, because I'm running out of time here. And 7 and 88 and 99. Oh shit. And AA and BB and CC and DD and EE and FF. Okay, so that will give you now all the colors. Then there's other ones like and I, which is I think italics. Oh shit, hold up, no spaces. No, okay, so it's not and I. What is it? And I know and K is hilarious. And K gives you that really fucked up, like, boom, which is just hilarious. And there's other ones, like, and I believe, was it O? It might have been O. Yeah, and O is italics. So there's a whole list of things. You can do research on that. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this second episode on Bukkit tips and tricks. If it helped, please leave a rate, comment, and also subscribe for more videos. So this has been Alex. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys all later.